Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at ETH against its USDT pair. Thank you for watching this video, and if you'd like to show your support, please hit that like and subscribe button below if you haven't already, and feel free to comment with any feedback you may have. While you're down there, you can find a link to our Discord. This is where the magic happens. We have live AMAs with the whole team twice a week, live chart analysis daily, Elliott wave theory lessons, TA requests for our members, and a whole list of other things going on in there. Why not come and have a look? Once in the general chat area, just mention a member of staff and we'll be happy to help you out. Also in the description below, you will find an affiliate link to BYBIT. This is one of the best exchanges in our opinion. It's the one that we all use when we're doing our trades, whether that's leverage trading or just spot trading. It really is a great platform. Okay, so let's get into the price action for ETH. So as we were talking about yesterday, if we just come down into the 1 hour chart, we were having a look at this move, and I said, even though it's hit this 1.618 area, we need to be mindful of whether it gets this support within this fourth wave box. It's a little bit of overlap within this move, which I didn't like. So, I mean, it is possible that we still have a 5 wave move within this, but the overlap makes it very difficult to count. You'd have to have this as a 1, 2, then 1. You would have to have your third wave into here somewhere. And then it wouldn't be 1.618 of this, and you would have had to have a really short fifth wave. So it is still possible that there's a 5 wave move nestled within this, but it's looking more likely to me that this is actually just a B wave up, and just a zigzag that's broken down, because this move to the downside seems to have good 5 wave structure. So there is always the possibility that this could be an A, a B, and then we just forming a 5 wave move as a C wave here. And let me remove this actually so that it's out of the way. Basically what we'll be looking for then is this is an A wave, a B wave, and then a C wave to the downside. So we seem to have a move here which could potentially be completed, but it could have another leg to the downside. And basically what we'd look at there is the potential that this is 1, 2, then we have a 1, 1 into this lower 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So for the most part, it does look like it's completed. 1, 2, 3, 5. It is possible we have this as a fourth, and then we're going to look to drop down one more time. If that does happen, then we'd be looking to target out this area of 1,241 to 1,232 to 1,232. Sorry, it's early. I need more coffee. Basically, we'll be looking to move down into that region if we have an additional fourth wave here. Sorry, an additional fifth wave here into this low point. Though, should we continue to hold this point here, that could be a completed 5 wave move here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this low. In which case, we would typically be looking for a B wave retracement within this. So if we pull this fib down to these lows here, you can see we've hit resistance on this 382. So it is possible that this could just be an ABC to the upside, and we look to break down further, whether that's in a fifth wave, or potentially that this is a B wave, and then we're going to have an A, a B, and a C to the downside. If that is just a B wave completed, then we would be looking at targeting out the. Let me remove this other fib for the time being. We could look to move down into this green box support area, which would be between 1221 and 1171. So the 0.618 retracement would be this 1204 area. Though, as long as we stay above this 1246 area, what we could see develop is that we could just have an A, B, C to the upside here, where we have this is an A, this is a B, we move up in a C, and that 1-to-1, if I measure it up quickly off this low point, that could bring us up towards this 1277 area at a 1-to-1. Basically, what we'd be looking for here is a B wave retracement. So that could be anywhere within. Let me pull this one back in again. Get it right there. So At a 1-to-1, that would take us up to this 50%. We could see a move up to this 1282 and then look for continuation from that point. So instead of this being the B wave in an ABC down to this low, it could be that we actually get this as a one. Sorry, this is an A. We get a move up and then we look for a C wave to the downside. It is possible that this develops into a bigger 5-wave move, and basically if we if we move up to this 1-to-1 here, we can have a look at this 1168 area, sorry, 1186 area, that would basically be an impulsive trigger. So if we move up in this ABC shown up here, and then we move down past this 1186 area, then basically we'd be looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'd be expecting an additional fifth wave within this move if we drop down past this 1186. For the time being, the stochastics, it's just the hourly that's high. The 4 hourly's got a little bit of room to the downside, so does the 8 hourly. But for the most part, the lower time frames are looking good on the stochastic, except for the hourly. So we could see something like this where we do have an additional fifth wave, or this could drop down more in a B wave, push up, bring that 4 hourly up, and then look to progress to the downside again. So that's what I'm looking out for. We wouldn't, if we're going to be looking for this B wave down, we wouldn't be expecting to move back above this point here, which would be 1305. So for as long as we're below there, we could still be just looking at either a 5-wave move that's going to develop to the downside here, or potentially this could just be an A, a B, and a C to the downside like that. And then that could look to target out this 1204 region. Bearing all that in mind, so that would be a good setup for potentially having an additional one and a 2 into this zone. But we would need to stay above this for any kind of an impulsive, which I'll go over in a second with for the potentially like the impulsive structure. We'd need to stay above this 1151, and we'd need to stay above this 1075 area. There is also the potential that we could be forming a zigzag to the downside here, but the way this move starts, unless we've got this nestled as a fourth wave within here, it doesn't really fit. You would have to say that the move started here if you were looking for a zigzag to the downside, and then you'd want to develop that first 5-wave move, get a B wave retracement to the upside, and then get another 5-wave move down, looking to potentially target out this area here of around 1130-ish to it can be anywhere in this zone. This trend line, should it be a triangle, it's quite flexible. As long as the move doesn't cross 1075, it could still develop as a triangular pattern. So just keeping that in mind. Though the beginning of this move, as it is here, doesn't look good for saying that we are dropping down in an impulsive structure. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So this is looking for the potential that we could have a 1-2 and then a 1-2 again, and then we're looking to move to the upside. I'm going to cycle through some of these other ones which I'm keeping an eye on. So this is a slightly more bearish look to the move, and we could argue that actually what we have here instead is just a W, an X, and a Y wave, and that this is just a completed zigzag into this point. So that could either be an A, and we look to move down in a B, and then we push up again, or it could just be a completed move, and then we could look to break down. So invalidation of this WXY being completed would come by crossing back above this 1309 area. Until we do that, we have to just bear in mind that this could be a completed corrective move here as a WXY. So we just need to keep that in mind. But really, for this to be confirmed, we would have to break this 1151 and this 1075, and then we could confirm that this is a completed correction and we're breaking to the downside. So the potential 1-to-1, if we look at it as a 1-to-1 of this 5-wave move here, we could be looking at a potential move down to this 836 area, though need to also be mindful that we could count this as 1212 within the beginning move here, and a move down past this uh, 917 area could trigger some more downside, as with this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'd have to look for an additional fourth and a fifth if that plays out, which could look to push us down into the 721 to 524 zone. Though we need to wait for confirmation on that. So it's all important with how these zones hold. This could also develop into an expanding flat, where we push up in a 5-wave move. So that's what we're just looking out for. Ideally, if we're looking for bullish upside, we need to stay above this 1,151 area to maintain good structure. And if I jump over here and I jump into this one, so let me zoom in on this. This is looking for that potential 5-wave move to the upside. So what we'd be looking at within this option is that this is basically wave 1 into here. You have a flat, then you'd have this as a wave 1 again, and then we'd be looking at forming a wave 2 within this move here. So effectively what we would have, I was looking at this potentially as being that start of the wave 2, but like I said, because we did fail to find support in this zone, and now we've broken down in a 5-wave move, this could just be a flat again, and potentially what we have is another leg down for that 5th wave, and then this could start to move up, and that would just be an A, B, C for a flat. If that were the case, then let me scope this zone out again on here. So I'm just going to draw this little box on here. So that would be a typical 5th wave travel area. So basically what we'd be looking at, if that does play out like that, and we've got an additional 5th wave there, we'd be looking at this as a wave 1 that could potentially complete the move. I'll go to the higher end of the box, potentially in line with that, like forming a double bottom. If that's the case, then really any confirmation would come by moving back above this 15,029 area. So this impulse has moved slightly. So that 1529.10 would be impulsive trigger off of this zone should we only travel down to there. So we just need to be mindful, because if I come down into the smaller time frame here, we could, let me get rid of this. And it's not likely that this is going to play out this orange 5-wave move, so let me remove that. If we had got that additional 4th and 5th there, then I would be a lot more inclined to think that we could have this as a 1-2. But the way that this is broken down, and the fact that we failed to develop that additional 4th and 5th within that move, is making me think it's unlikely. So what we'd be looking for here is that we have the potential of this being a 1, 2, 3, a 4th wave, and then a 5th wave down. So basically something like this. Then you'd get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. Then we'd have this, either this would be a 4th wave, or we'd have one more push up to be a 4th wave. And then if that is the case, and we'd still have this additional drop to the downside here, we would, invalidation would come by crossing 1292. So provided that we don't invalidate, we could still look at this 5-wave move progressing down here to this 1240 to 1231 area. If that does play out, that could then be a completed correction in the sense of an A, let me mark it up, an A, a B, and a C wave, and that could just be a flat correction. Basically, what we'd want to do is we'd want to see it come past the low point here. Ideally, it doesn't have to, but it would give me more confidence that that could be a completed move there. Otherwise, what we could see is either this could be completed here, and then we move up into this rejection box here between 1296 to 1275, and then we push down again in an ABC as we plotted out earlier. or we could see this fifth wave and then a move back up and get rejected within this zone of 1296 to 1275. It will change slightly if we drop down into this box. So depending on where we land, it could be anywhere from the top of this previous fourth wave here up to 1294 area. So it all depends on where we land within this, but um, unless we break back above this point here of 1305, we just have to be mindful that there are a lot of downwards potential options, even though the 4 hour and the 8 hour stochastic are looking quite good for a move to the upside. We just need to see how the volume comes in, because if the volume remains low um, on the upward moves, what it'll allow is this stochastic to reset to the upside really quickly without much price appreciation, and then it could look to continue to the downside. So, but basically for this move, we were ideally looking to target out this 1226 to 1172 area, and then that could potentially be once again what we were looking for, as this is a 1 and a 2, and then basically just rechecking this. If we look to target out that 618 area, what that would do is that would make this impulsive trigger of this move slightly lower, and what we would have is that this move could potentially look to become impulsive by crossing this 1290 area if we move down to that 618. If we move down slightly lower, then it changes it. Also, if we don't move down at all, the current area, I'm just going to pull one up there as well. So this is the current area, this 1523, but if we move down to that 618 area, then we could be looking for impulsive trigger at this 1490, and then that would be looking at the potential of this becoming basically an expanded flat. Here we have this as a 5 wave move, as a completion of the C wave. And then basically once if this does develop as a 5 wave move like this, we would have to wait for confirmation of breaking this low. Until we break this low, we would have to just be cautious that there's not something else going on within this count, and that we're looking to make a zigzag to the upside. So yeah, as time goes on, we'll keep tracking these things, and keep you up to date with the target areas. But for the most part, that's what I see going on for the time being. So thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed the video and you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. This really helps us out. I hope everyone has a great day, and until we meet again, keep safe out there, everybody.